Welcome everybody to our weekly Power Hour. If you're new around here, we meet each and every Tuesday at noon Pacific, 1 Mountain, 2 Central, 3 Eastern, where we have a guest speaker. At the end of the presentation, we'll turn off the live stream, and members that are in the Zoom room will have an exclusive Q&A with our guest speaker, who today is Jill Lublin. So we're very excited to hear from her. And if you are interested in joining us, you can find more information at NACWE, NACWE.com. And then very quickly, our PBS disclaimer is this program represents the opinions of guest speakers and participants and may or may not necessarily reflect the opinions of NACWE. Content is for informational purposes only and should not replace professional or medical advice specific to your circumstances. And last but not least, you should ultimately be consulting the Holy Spirit for direction in your life. Really quickly, this is what we're going to do today. If you're joining us for the first time or the first time in a long time, right? Hit new down below and we'll make sure that you get some information to see how you can just participate more in the community. So we would like to welcome you. If you are a guest of our guest speaker, so if you're somebody who was brought here by Jill, just type guest so that we know that. I am Heather Rawson. I am the president and CEO of the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs. And, for me, CEO is like Chief Experience Officer. So I just make sure we know that. If you didn't see the last two this month, go check them out. They were both so good. And again, today we have Jill Lublin. The title of her talk is Guerrilla Publicity to Grow Your Prospects and Profits. Next week, you're going to hear from me, and we're going to do a Navigating NACWE session. So you can see all of the things that are included here. If you're a current member, not a member yet, a new member, right? There's new stuff that happened even just today in the members area. And so I wanted to walk some people through that and make sure you can find all of your benefits for being here. The fourth Thursday is always the East Valley. The first Thursday is our Dallas chapter in-person meetup. And the third Thursdays are our Tucson chapter in-person meetup. Atlanta, I'm very excited for, is getting ready. They have been in pre-launch, and I'm telling you guys, these ladies have been on fire. And so they are launching March 4th. So I will be in Atlanta visiting them and Miss Beth Copeland and her team. And so I'm super excited to meet all of them and participate in that. The second Thursdays and the third Fridays are our Wisdom Well. This is a mini mastermind experience. Registration is required. We cap it at 12 people so that everybody has an opportunity to both get and give the wisdom that they have, because all of us know way more than we even think we do. We have virtual co-working every month, and we have a prayer call every single week. And I know I've said this over and over again, April 19th through 22nd is the NACWE conference right here in Tucson. We would love to have you. Just go to NACWEconference.com. You can register and get all the information you need there. Our links. Okay. So today I'm so excited to welcome Jill. Her scripture verses, and Jabez was more honorable than his brethren, and his mother called his name Jabez, saying, because I bear him with sorrow. And Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, oh, that thou would bless me indeed and enlarge my coast, and that thine hand might be with me, and that thou wouldst keep me from evil, and that it may not grieve me. And God granted him that which he requested. I love that. 1 Chronicles 4, 9, and 10. And whatever you are, be a good one, by Abraham Lincoln. That is a beautiful, beautiful quote. So let's pray really quickly. And then I'm going to turn it over to Jill. I want to do very quick announcements today. So Father God, thank you. Thank you for each and every person in the room. Thank you for everybody who will watch later. Thank you for anybody who is watching out on Facebook right now, Lord, that I just ask that you bless them and keep them, order their steps, go before them, and make our paths right, Lord, in any way, shape, or form. Whenever we are getting off track, I ask for that gentle nudge to make sure we are following your will. Today, I pray for Jill that she says exactly the things that you would have her say, that I am so grateful that you've given her the expertise in PR that she has, and prompted in her heart to follow that, right? To create that learning. And so, Lord, we are so grateful to learn from her today. And I just thank you and I praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. So, Jill, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to stop sharing so you guys can share. There we go. So, hi, Karen. You're muted still, Jill.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you, Heather, for having me. I want to bless all of you, and so excited to be here. I will tell you, I recite the prayer of Jabez every morning in the shower. It's been a habit of mine for many years, and I just am blessed by that. And I also want you to know, just to set in context, that every one of my books is dedicated to God. And awesome. That's where I stand every day, because here's what you also need to know. And I lit a candle for each of you, as I do every time I speak or I do presentations or my Publicity Breakthrough Boot Camps, courses. When I am showing up for you, I light candles for each one of you, because I believe in my heart that you are lights. And the power of publicity to spread your light and to give to the world in the blessings that you are is very profound. And I see publicity as an incredible way to do that. So today, I ask you to carry forth your light and to be in the context of what I'm teaching you so that your light multiplies. Okay, so that I wanted to set up as context. You know, publicity is so powerful. I want to share with you that today I'll be giving you some content, some great ways to get it done. I'll let you know how you can continue to enjoy this publicity journey with me. And then we'll do some Q&A. So, you know, at any point, if you have questions, put them in the chat or whatever is easy for any of you. And I am here to serve and to help you take, let's call it, small steps to big publicity success. Yes, because here's the thing. I want to help you, check it out, blow your own horn. It even matches my talk today. Isn't that fun? And what I want you to do is to blow your own horn even when you feel like a kazoo. Because kazoos have a lot of meaning too, just saying. And the power of publicity is going to really, well, let me just ask you, does anyone like M&Ms? Let me see my M&M lovers. Oh yes, me too. And I love the peanut kind, just saying, and I don't ever care what color they are. But the power of what publicity does is the 3 M's, and that is to magnetize you, to multiply you, and to monetize you. Okay, so let me just see in the chat, just from those of you who are here, and I know those of you who are listening also later, but those of you who are here, let me just ask you, what do you think publicity does? Do me a favor, post it in the chat. What does publicity do for you? Go ahead and post it in the chat. I want to see what your thoughts are on this. And definitely, I'll tell you, it gets your message out, Lindsay, absolutely. Heather establishes authority. Karen helps you show up, absolutely. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes, Barb, get your message out. Thank you. Sherry gets you and your services seen. Absolutely. But here's what I don't see, my friends. Can I just mention one thing? How about money, honeys? Thank you, Heather, of course. Heather, more eyes, more dollars. Yes. That's the power of what publicity does. See the pretty money, honeys? Yes, it gets you increased prospects, more sales, more trust. Trust is very important in the market today. More credibility, more visibility, more clients, woo, 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 more money. And it helps you save money because you aren't spending as much on expensive things like, well, Facebook advertising, Instagram Live, Instagram ads, whatever it is you might be focusing on. Because publicity is free, that's why it saves you money, and it's drawing in, it's a magnetization strategy that brings people to you, and it gets you more exposure in the marketplace, and I only mean the good kind. So here's the thing about publicity is you have to plant your garden, right? And I want you to plant your flowers and grow your publicity garden, and I want you looking 3, 6, and 9 months ahead. Because here's what you need to know. Publicity is an evolutionary process. And so you plant seeds and you stay consistent and persistent. Write those 2 words down. You stay consistent and persistent to keep growing your garden ongoingly. All right, so with that, let me show you a powerful way to get your message heard. In fact, do me a favor, look at that word message. I think this is really interesting. And tell me, what are the first 2 letters in the word message? Go ahead and post it in the chat. What are the first 2 letters of the word message? Me, exactly, Heather. Gold stars to all of you. You're right, me. And in the word message, what are the last 4 letters of the word message? Go ahead, put it in the chat. Last 4 letters. Sage, Barb, absolutely. Thank you. Sherry, excellent, Heather. Gold stars to everyone. You all deserve it all the time. And publicity is going to elevate your star so that more people hear and know about you. Because, my friends, because you're a sage, you are an expert. Yes, you are an expert who solves problems in the marketplace. And experts who solve problems in the marketplace also have solutions. I want you to think about solutions as simple, well, good advice that you give people. Please keep it to 3. Why 3? Because people can remember in 3s. It's enough information, and it establishes you as a credible expert, right? So, and the formula goes like this, and this is from a publicity standpoint. You can use this in networking. You can use this in prospecting. You can use this with your clients, but really this is a media formula. I'm just saying good news. It has multiple use. We like that, right? One time, multiple use, far more effective. And I'll show you how this is done. Give me a thumbs up if that might be helpful for you. Perfect, thank you. So this is my message, just an example. And, message is key. It's one of my blueprint systems. And I want you actually to look at a message every 30 days and make sure that what you're saying lands, right? And that's a real key too. And that it's congruent with you, and it's resonant for you, and it's authentic for you. Your message does matter, my friends, and having authentic, good, resonant messages are important. Okay, so here's mine, because here, before I even tell you that, I just want to say, in your message, you have to give good value. You have to drip gold. I want you to drip gold, right? And I want you to tell people good things. Look, I even have sparkly nails because I like dripping gold. Yes, you have to drip gold and give people good information all the time. You want to be of value and benefit to others consistently, right? And especially with media, they love you dripping gold. They want you to be excellent for their readers, their viewers, their listeners. Remember, that's their audience. You are, promoting products and services. And guess what, my friends? Everyone's selling something. So be okay with it. Be proud of it. It's your gift to give the world, right? My gift is the gift of publicity. Your gift is the gift of fill in the blank, right? So you always want to be giving your gift to the world. And the only way you can do that is to make offers and let people know that you exist. I just want to clear that, because I think sometimes we're so busy serving, and I have a servant's heart, believe me, and I have to tell you, it's really important that you also are receiving, and in that giving, you know, both are done, right? And so with that, the power of your message is what's going to penetrate into people's hearts and spirits and say, I want to work with you. And I think that's a key. Okay, so hold that space for people and know that your gifts are needed. And in your needed gifts is that clarity of your message. And this is the one thing I tell you, worked with literally over 100,000 people. Here's where people get stuck. The message. Like, honestly, the message is often the first place where people are just a little stuck. So now let me model what I just taught you. Okay, and take notes, because guess what? I'm about to drip gold with thousands of dollars worth of PR advice in my message, just like I tell you to do. Okay, so are you ready? Come on, let me see it. Are you ready? Woo, woo, woo. Yes, yes, yes. The problem today is 4 out of 5 businesses will go out of business because you have no clue how to create publicity without spending a fortune. I want to give you 3 guerrilla publicity tips today for how to get your message in the media. The first way to get noticed is to create your ooh, ah factor. The second way is to create the I've heard of you somewhere syndrome. And the third way is focus on networking magic and show up in your communities for name and face recognition. That's my message. You notice how simple it was? 5-year-old language. Show me 5. 5-year-old language, right? I just took 30 years of publicity experience and put it into very simple words. We have it posted in the chat. That way you can catch it. And let me just say, it's purposeful, right? You have to be purposeful in your communications. You have to be meaningful and have a message that works and that matters in other people's world, not in yours, right? Like the chiropractor I work with, and she was like, yeah, well, I want them to come to me as a patient. I said, great. Can you tell them how to recover from Zoom butt? Or how about my neck hurts because I'm looking at my phone all day. Tell me what to do. That's what people care about, right? And then they will pick you, just as an example. Okay, so with that in mind, one of my comments was to use everything you got. So let's talk about that ooh, ah factor, right? What's your ooh, ah factor? And that is often received or derived from using everything you've got. Now, what do I mean by that? I am talking to a wonderful group of Christian women. Guess what you can use? Hello, Christian media. Yes. Oh my gosh, there is so much great Christian media. And I want to encourage you to start using it consistently. How about being a woman? International Women's Day and Mother's Day and other things that celebrate you as a woman. And, you know, I just have to tell you a fun story using everything you've got and just saying yes, no matter what the media asks you. I just have to tell you that the largest Catholic radio station called me up. And this is when guerrilla publicity was in edition 2. And yes, the answer is always yes. And the largest Catholic radio station called me and they said, Jill, can you talk about Super Bowl advertising? You know, okay. I got 3 problems with this. Number 1, I'm not Catholic. Number 2, I know nothing about the Super Bowl. I didn't even know who was playing. And number 3, I'm not an expert in advertising. I'm an expert in publicity. However, largest Catholic radio station calls, I discovered that they had 40,000 eyeballs, by the way, which is a lot of listeners, and 40,000 listeners, right? And what I say, see the sign? Yes. Always say yes. And then I started praying. I figured that would cover the Catholic part. And my friends, let me tell you, it was a great interview, right? It was a great interview. So I want you to use all aspects of who you are. One of my clients, she's a business consultant and she has a son who's autistic. And there is National Autism Month. And I have her going out talking about being a mom for, an autistic child. What do you do? And how can you show up for your own business and for your children and all that good stuff, right? And that is what drives people back to her consulting business during National Autism Month. Use all parts of who you are. And again, I just want to reinforce Christian media is big. There's magazines, there's newspapers, there's podcasts, there's special broadcast shows, really big. Start there, and I promise you really good results. Okay? So using everything you got is really all about using all parts of your life, both personally and professionally, because, it's interesting, but one place leads to others all the time, and it really does work like that. I'll show you another great, really example of somebody who's been doing this. Okay, Mary Beth, thank you. Before we go to that, I want to show you some what I call hot topics, because we have done some good research, and I want you to see the topics that are working well right now. Okay, so you can take a picture of this slide, but certainly health and mental health leading off the pack. And you see the topics ranging down to the Great Resignation and quiet quitting. Oh my gosh, also a big thing that is happening in these days, right? And I remember in my Publicity Breakthrough Bootcamp, this woman was, she was actually there to grow her digital marketing agency. And I think that is wonderful, and of course, highly support her in that and giving her systems and blueprints to make it work. But let me tell you, when I asked her what her ethnicity is, she says, I'm Filipino. I said, great, would you be willing to talk about hashtag Stop Asian Hate, right? And she said, absolutely, I'll do whatever it takes because I'm committed to getting my word out there and increasing visibility, which is what Publicity does. Well, guess what happened? By following my advice and systems, including this message piece and some of the things we're doing right now, she got into the top 30, under 30 Filipino small businesses. Now, that is a huge honor, right? And she was 28 at the time. And I'm like, you go, girl, right? Now, let me tell you, when she's 45 and 50 and 65 and older, she can still always be using this because publicity is one of the gifts that keeps on giving. That's why I love it so much. It's just a continuous outpouring of great gifts and recognition to get you seen, get you heard, and get you paid. And getting her paid was exactly what it did, because her publicity and showing up as that great recognition, top 30 businesses under 30 in the Filipino business journals, was, guess what? Got her a major speaking engagement with Les Brown. That was super on her dream list, right? And on top of that, got her 12 prospects literally that week, 2 days within the articles coming out. And 6 of them, that's 50%, became clients. And then, of course, you nurture the rest, right? So, wow, how powerful is that? And then additionally, my friends, let me just tell you, not only is she speaking more, but her digital marketing agency took off, literally, and now she is a very successful, both owning the digital marketing agency and fulfilling her dream to speak more. So how just super wonderful is that? And, as you look at this list, I just want to ask you, what do you see in there that, might just be something you can relate to? Go ahead, put it in the chat. I'd love to see it from you. As you're looking at this list, what are some things that you could connect to? Let me check it out. Here in health and mental health, Barb, real estate, excellent. Heather, mindset, perfect. Oh, good. We got lots of focus in there. That is brilliant. And so what I want to say is, there's Mental Health Awareness Month, and there's other things in each of these categories that celebrate that holiday. And each one of you, I want to remind you to keep building your visibility. So I'm going to give you some very specific resources for where to find those. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you all for participating there. So one of the way to build your visibility is exactly what you're doing right now. Go ahead and pat yourself on your shoulders, on your back, wherever you can. Come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. You are building your networking and your visibility by showing up in this organization. Congratulations. Now, I want you also to follow reporters on social media. Whatever your social media of choice is, there are reporters there. I want you to sign up for Google Alerts with your name and then maybe like a phrase, or even better, one word of exactly what you're out there doing. And then you'll see when reporters are searching for you. And in the chat, we're going to put in the link for that, as well as the link for nationaldaycalendar.com, another great resource for the opportunity to figure out what holiday is great for you, right? What holiday is great for you? And they are right there in the chat. Take that out and take a peruse and see where can you fit in, being more creative, expanding your mind with what possibilities make your visibility more prevalent, right? And I really love helpareporterout.com, totally free, filled with great quality publicity leads for all of you. All right, give me a thumbs up if this is making sense to you, and are you getting this? All right, thank you so much. Beautiful. Now, I want to show you how we used everything you've got. When my fourth book, The Profit of Kindness, came out, as much as I'd love to tell you, oh, wow, I got all kinds of publicity using exactly what I'm telling you to do. In fact, if you look at the screen, the bottom third is literally only a third of some of the publicity we got. But you have to, go ahead, do me a favor, put your finger into the camera. Go ahead, do it. Woo! Because you gotta, come on, push the right button. You gotta push the right button with media. And as most of my clients don't even have books. What I tell you is, by pushing the right button, you will get press. So in this case, it was the divided states of America. We can probably all agree that we are lacking kindness in this world today. And a lot of it is due to political divisions and people with differing opinions. And the divided states of America is exactly what got me the kind of recognition that's evident here, including being in Inc. magazine twice and Forbes magazine twice, and literally 7 Fox News interviews in the first 30 days, my friends. That's because, frankly, I practice what I preach. And what I know is that you have to keep showing up. And I want to always see what's working in the marketplace. And one thing that God inspired me to do when I wrote The Profit of Kindness was to start really like a kindness movement. And they started with circles, kindness circles, I call them. And we actually literally meet every month in 1 hour. We have 2 breakout sessions to help spread kindness, and 1 10-minute speaker who's amazing. Like next month, we have the gentleman who did on Amazon Prime, a movie called Peace and Chocolate. So just know a couple things. Number one, you are absolutely invited. I'd love for you to be my guest. And we're posting in the chat to come join us at jilllublin.com/kindness circles. And that's your pass in, well, to kindness, and lots of great people that you'll want to meet. So I look forward to seeing you there. And I want to show you, how this publicity works. You're going to see it's never about the book. It's about the message. And the message, of course, is kindness. So that's important that you keep, shall I say, bringing these things together. I also wanted to just share with you, because I'm super excited that we are spreading kindness around the globe. And literally, if you look at the screen, the left side is my book in India with the largest publisher. They publish Deepak Chopra and Brian Tracy and Keith Ferrazzi, and now Jill Lublin. So super excited about that. On the right side is the book In Russia. And as we all know, we need a lot more kindness over there. So that's my book in Russian. And it was super fun because I had a Russian friend, translated it. And it's just super for me, it's fun to look at that and go, oh yeah, that says the prophet of kindness. So I want to just a couple things I want to share with you. When I wrote Guerrilla Publicity, I was blessed to talk to the editor of the Entrepreneur magazine. Now raise your hand if being an entrepreneur might be good for you, right? Imagine this, you in Entrepreneur magazine. Woo, woo, woo. Well, as you know, in the beginning, I said plant your publicity garden. Now look at that. The June issue is due in March. Check that out. The June issue, the production deadline is March. For the June issue, the writer's deadline is January 15th. Point proven, yes? They are looking ahead, particularly magazines. And I think that that's really important for you to know that magazines, right, always need you to look more quickly ahead, and TV, radio, podcasts a little bit faster. But I just want you always to have in mind that you're planting your publicity garden and that you're watching your beautiful garden grow, and that your garden, your publicity garden like life, grows in different times and segments. By planting seeds and doing it in the right way and having systems that work, my friends, you are going to have publicity success. Now, with that, I want you to remember one very important thing. Are you ready? And that is, you always must say yes to the media. Just say yes. Just say yes. No matter what they ask you, your answer is yes. Okay? So I think that if that is in your heart, right, just saying yes, then you will march forth in such powerful and excellent ways by getting a lot more media. And to that end, I want to be your guide and support to help you get more media. And Heather told me to let you know about a special way that you can work together with me. And that is, I've created a virtual publicity breakthrough bootcamp. And it is super fun, interactive, get it done. And literally, I'm going to tell you, in all my programs, we roll up our sleeves and we get things done, my friends. Real things that you need, like your bio and your message. And the wonderful thing about each one of my programs is they're short. And in fact, the boot camp is 2 hours a day. Simple, right? Get it done. And I think that that's really a key. In the Publicity Breakthrough Bootcamp, we have a media panel, like real media who are making real decisions, and you get to pitch them, and plus love seats. So imagine my brain on your business. You're in the love seat, and I'm answering questions that will help everybody. Interactive all the time in each of my programs. Just so you know, the bootcamp alone is a $197 value, and it is the opportunity, like I said, to get it done in real world ways. And then additionally, because of Heather and mine's relationships, I am going to offer you a fabulous bonus today, and that is additionally my publicity crash course. It's a one-day, everything's virtual with me. And we literally give you the blueprint and system, the 30, 60, and 90-day system for you to leave and have publicity success with. So literally, we're going to get things done there, maybe not perfect, but done, my friends, so that you don't have to keep thinking about it. We are going to make your publicity doable. You're going to leave with 3 documents done and 4 templates that you can use for every project that you're working on. I guarantee you're going to love these 2 programs. You'll start attracting new free business, guaranteed. Just so you know, the value on this course is $197. Now, both courses together is $394. And let me just say, because of mine and Heather's relationship, I'm just going to give you a, easy, great, no-brainer offer of $97 for both of them. And how you register is you go to jilllublin.com PB bundle. Okay, or you can hold up to the QR code and everything is right there. It's a super opportunity to get your publicity done. And most important, let me just say, if all this did was give you one new client every single month, that would be worth it, yes? And so the power of your publicity is going to be happening right there, and the opportunity for you to be heard, to be seen, and to get paid. So I'm looking forward to serving you. Now, what I'd love to do is come back, and we have, by the way, also the link is in the chat. And I'd love to come back and answer some of your questions. So I saw that there's already a question, and maybe I can start with that, Heather. And does anybody else have a specific question? Do me a favor, raise your hand in the reactions or raise your hand in the chat, and I can certainly help you just so I can see how many questions there are. Is always a great thing. And let me see. I'm scrolling a little bit back. It was a question about Christian media. Yes, and maybe somebody can just read it to me because I can't find it.
Okay, I think it just said, can you talk more about Christian media? So it was Sherry. So go ahead, Sherry.
Sherry always has lots of questions.
Let's go.
I'm newer to the whole, I'm a mental health therapist by training for decade plus, lots of other careers before that were, I consider myself a little bit behind the scenes. So a mental health therapist can't really talk about what they do. They can't really talk about clients. You can't really, there's a lot of things you can't do. So this whole being upfront and being seen and being noticed and everything, like that's counter to what my brain is used to. And so one question, the Christian media, like I don't know what that means when you say use the Christian media, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know, how do you find it? What is that? I'm newer to this, so I don't understand what that. It's all Greek to me.
Great, Sherry. So thank you. Now, first of all, I beg to differ. Just let me say that you are not. First of all, you're. Yes, believe me, I've worked with enough therapists and people exactly in your field to know exactly what you're telling me. And that is true. And also with financial planners, by the way, there are compliance issues with you. There are privacy issues, but that doesn't mean, Sherry, that you still can't be known as, sure, one of the top therapists in, in what you create, right? And of course, to create clients and generate more attention and credibility and trust, that's the power of what publicity does. So I want you to be careful that you don't get too in that mindset of, oh, I got to always be behind, right? Because even though you're behind, you're still the leader in front of your clients. And guess what? Why shouldn't you be the leader in the media, right? The leader in the media as a spokesperson for some mental health issues, maybe not everyone, but certainly jumping in to be a thought leader is really what we're talking about and creating for you here. Okay. So Christian media, honestly, if you Google Christian media, that'd be a great place to start. Okay. We also have somebody you can buy a media list from. Feel free to reach out to us. It's $300 and he'll just get you the media list. Christian media, which I think is almost the easier thing to do. I'm also a big believer, and you'll see those of you who are in my programs, I'm very big on creating celebrity locally. When I say celebrity, don't get afraid of it. I'm just talking, be known where you are, right? And I give you, in the publicity crash course, we actually go through the system to do that and how to do it, just so you know. And it's every 60 days, right? But we have a shorter time here. So I wanted to give you the message and go in depth, but just know one of the systems for getting out there is a localized, people know who you are. And that's really helpful too. So I would say to you particularly, why I bring up Christian media is that ties into the use everything you've got part. Use everything you've got. And I know who I'm talking to here. If I were talking to a group of whatever, I'd say the same thing. But I'm just saying, let's be obvious about what we're using here. Being Christian, being women, those two right there give you some excellent channels in. Does that make sense? Sherry, give me a thumbs up if you're getting this. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And I want you to be careful of that mindset. I'll just say it, as gently as I can, because that can be limiting for you. Because I believe that everyone deserves to be a messenger, and I'll just say I'm a messenger of messengers, because I know that each one of you, remember this part about has that light in you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're out there being quiet about that light, how will anyone know who you are and that they can work with you? And by the way, you're not out there going, hire me, you're out there giving good value and benefit. And they will hire you. They will come to you. They will use your products and services. But you also got to tell people what you offer, right? I think that's important. Nothing, it's a good thing. Okay, thank you, Sherry. I hope that helped.
Yes, thanks.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Anyone else have a question?
You had mentioned earlier, I'm trying to remember now, it was like publicity and something else. You said that it's, I'll think of it later. I'll think of it in a minute. But I just want to say too, to this audience here, I'm going to take you up on your offer. And if anybody wants to do that with me, we can work in some like co-working sessions in between sessions to make it all happen, because I need that accountability in my life.
Yes. Oh, thank you. And what I'm going to say, if for any reason you can't attend a date, no worries. We will absolutely put you in the date that is right for you. And we're flexible that way. But, it's a little bit of a why wait conversation, right? And I also really want to say to you, it's really key to focus on wherever you are right now, because wherever you are right now is perfect and will get the right things going for you right now. And then as you evolve, guess what? More things open up, right? And this is what I've seen, is that when you begin that process, and Heather, I'm so glad you'll be joining me. Thank you. Thank you for that. When you begin this process, and Barb too, I think I saw your hand up. Thank you. And Melanie definitely will make it work for you date-wise. So thank you. The issue is that you proceed in the right order, right? So that's why I'm saying I'm big on systems and blueprints. You will see in the, particularly, I offered you both programs as a bonus. You will see in one of the programs in particular, we're doing a 30-day, a 60-day, a 90-day system. These work ongoingly. And I think that that's really important, that you get in a system. So I'll give you the systems in place. Yay. And this is the kind of thing in life, right? It's really good when somebody hands you the what to do in the right order. That's a key to success. I'm sure you all know that. Beautiful.
For sure. Anybody else have a question for Jill? There we go, Sherry.
Sherry.
Go for it.
I think
One of the things,
oh, go ahead.
does somebody else have a question?
Well, I was going to say, Jill, I think the timing is perfect. We have a book that NACWE members wrote that rolls out March the 3rd. And we, so we will have already started our publicity campaign, but maybe we can tweak it along the way with that boot camp. And then, but then my question is, there's no date for what the one day, for the full day thing.
Mary Beth, can you tell them about that, please? How they sign up for that? There is, you just have to pick it. But go ahead, Mary Beth. Oh, yeah.
So when we sign up for it, it'll give you options for the one for the full day, for the intensive.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. You got it. You got it. It'll show it right in there. And I think she's going to post something in the chat. Yeah, there she goes. And what happens is that multiple dates are available and then you choose it. Absolutely. When you register, it'll give you the option to choose the date. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Does that answer you, Karen? Okay, great. Thank you. Sherry?
Yeah, thank you. One of many things that you said that really resonated with me was getting busy. You said something about being busy and serving and then forgetting to do, I can't remember exactly how you said it, but I'm like, that's probably me. I get busy in the serving and I don't spend enough time and focus on the building it or the publicity or however you phrased it. So, and along with that, what also occurred to me is you come across at least as very extroverted, and I can be that too, but that's not my, I'm a little bit more centered. Like I enjoy my alone time and stuff. So I'm not maybe as extroverted as Lisa you come across as, and Heather and other people that are very into marketing. So any words of advice for those of us who aren't quite as energetically that way?
Well, here's what I'm going to say to you. Can I, and I'll talk about this actually in some of the programs. I was incredibly shy. Yes, I know, hard to believe. And, you know, I've had to learn how to do this, my friend, you know, I have, which is why I'm so passionate about teaching others. And let me tell you also that my heart sings because I've had a lot of people like you who tell me that as soon as they got this message piece down, which is always the first part of every program I do, that all of a sudden their confidence escalated and elevated, and they felt like they could, you know, pay attention and get their word out and do it in ways that were authentic, right? And good for them. I'm not telling you have to go out and be a cheerleader and Pollyanna and all that. So you be who you be. But what I do know is that when you're clear on your message, that you will shine more, you will have a sense of more confidence, you will have that definitely enables you to put yourself out there in an easier way. And I'll just tell you, a woman who's an interior designer, she was in my breakthrough boot camp, and she said to me, Jill, this was in private chat, she goes, I used to feel like a deer in headlights. And, you know, I never knew what to say when people would say, what do you do? Right? And she said, using your system and your message, now I speak with confidence. And she actually showed up at a networking event all on Zoom and created a $2,000 client. Hello. You know, this is a woman who didn't know what to say when people would say, what do you do? So that's why, and by the way, she was not extroverted. She was scared. She was a lot worse than you, Sherry. You're very articulate. I think you have a great way of coming across. And by the way, I like my alone time too, just saying. And I definitely get quiet and enjoy my solitude and my prayer time and my meditation time and my time, right? And guess what? I'm grateful for that, as should you be. So no comparisons. And I definitely, suggest that you be who you are and authentic, whatever that is. So my serious clients are more serious, and my, out there clients or funny clients are more funny. And we orient messages also based on your personality, right? So that's a key.
I love that you brought that up, Jill, because you said, at the very beginning of all of this, you were saying, right, showing up as you authentically. And if we're trying to go against our own personality, right, it just takes so much energy. We're drained at the end of the day. So I love that, because then you can show up enthusiastically and authentically and not be completely wiped at the end of the day because we've worked within who you're created to be.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And this is my point, is be who you are, be real, and I will talk about this too, because guess what? Yeah, I'm giving a presentation now. My energy is going to be higher. Heather met me at breakfast in the Hampton Inn, and I probably hadn't had my morning tea yet. I don't know if I was totally energetic, so of course we all have our times where, we're less or more, right? Depending on what's going on in your life. But here's the good news. When at least the people in my courses who've been in my world, and certainly, I can speak it for myself, but I know this is true for those I serve, because when you know your message, when it's in you, it doesn't matter how you feel or what happened that day or what's going on in the world, because you know how to show up and speak out and speak up with a message that's real. and in you. Okay, so I just want to say that it really helps not only confidence, but clarity, consistency, and sales. Absolutely sales.
Awesome. Well, Jill, thank you so much for being here with us today. I know you have a hard stop in like 2 minutes. So,
Well, yes. And Heather, I thank you for providing such a beautiful forum. I hope that I've served all of you well and that you got some great information. I look forward to being with all those of you who are going forward in the program with me. And I just really want to say one thing that's important for all of you, and that is that your message matters. Thank you for having me.
thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.